a day today, man. It's going to be exciting. Coming up much later, we're going to be talking to the diva Nana Abba is in the house. But before then, I want you to take a look at these pictures, man. This picture, the first picture I'm going to show you is called Cake in a Jar. Take a look at this. And you notice it's not just a cake in a jar, but there's a spoon attached to the jar. Take another look. Not only the cake in the jar, but other great cakes. Take a look at some of the cakes. Feast your eyes. We have these beautiful cakes. Is a lady that you probably have seen on Facebook. The name is Nuerki AB, the girl with the red hair. Show some love, man. She's here today. Put your hands together and welcome Nuerki. There we go. There we go. Thank you so much. Have a seat and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, there's so much to talk about.
Okay.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
It's gonna get sweeter than guinea fowl. It's the KSM Show.
We're back. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, I first heard about the cake in a jar that you can actually have with your spoon.
Yes.
Where did this concept come from?
You know, sometimes you want to have cake to eat, but you don't want to have to buy a huge box of cake, so you want just a portion. So that was the whole idea, portion size cakes to go. So we bake enough for a person in a jar, comes with a spoon, you eat right away. That's it. You don't have to share.
So you don't have to share, just get your cake. It's almost like you're having some pudding or something like that.
Yes.
Cake in a jar. Wow. So what made you think about something like this, you know? Who think, you know?
Well, I'm always trying to think of something more interesting, something different from what we are used to. So I was just thinking, it would be nice to actually have cake in a bottle. So I went online to see if there was such a thing. And I realized, oh, there was actually cake in a jar, and it's possible to bake in the jar.
So you do the baking in the jar?
Yes, I do the baking
I'm thinking you finish baking, you put in the jar.
No,
you bake in the jar? Are these special jars that are like
well, they are regular jars that have been tempered, so they should withstand the heat to a certain extent. If you handle it properly, you should be fine.
I see. Okay, so you put the cake in the jar, then you bake the cake in. And what kind? It's all like different flavors?
Yes, I've got different flavors. We make red velvet. We've got Irish cream cappuccino. There's chocolate, double chocolate. There's rainbow vanilla. That's actually a hit because people like to see all the colors of the rainbow in the cake. And then we've got cheesecake as well. And carrot cake for our healthy people. Yeah.
Did you always love baking?
Yes, I come from a family of bakers. So my grandma used to bake bread.
Oh, really?
My mother was also baking bread as a hobby. That's not her job. She was a military nurse. So
okay, but she used to bake
retired
bread.
Now.
Who's your mother? My
mother is Lieutenant Colonel Nuerki Nartey.
Okay.
Retired.
Okay.
Yes. She used to bake. Bread at home.
Okay.
And she started selling it. But what happened was when she bakes the bread, then my father will buy the bread for us when she's out. Then we spread it with margarine and eat as much of it as we can. When she comes, we just said, somebody bought the bread.
But your father was buying them for you?
Yeah, he was buying them because the bread was really good.
Wow.
And she was making cakes and other things. Over time, she allowed my brother and I to use the leftover ingredients to make whatever we wanted to. So we just pick a cookbook. We said, today we are making digestives. Then we try it. It never really turned out like the actual digestive.
But you had your own version of it. Yeah.
So every day we got the chance to experiment and also that's where I picked it from. I don't have a professional training.
So you just grew up
from my mom.
in it and you started working and wow. And so at what point social life, man. At what point did you decide, okay, I'm going to go into this as a profession?
About 3 years ago, I started. And I made a bit of noise about it on Facebook. It ran for about 3 months. Then I kind of slowed down. I picked it up again last year. So I've been consistent since then.
So that's fantastic. So now you're doing it professionally, of course.
Yes,
you have
but I still have, I've got a day job.
Yeah,
Yes.
You have your day job,
Yes.
and this is a side job?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I bake in the evenings.
Okay. What's your day job?
I'm a trainer with MTN Ghana.
Oh, that's where we met, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now I want to come back to the baking bit for a while. How much of your time are you able to put into this, and how big a percentage is it as part of your life generally?
It's actually a huge percentage of my life because I bake almost every evening into dawn. So
wow.
From about 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. I'm baking because of orders that come in. Because I don't do same day delivery. So when you order today, you get it tomorrow. So every evening.
So after
between
your
10
regular
and 3,
work, then you
yes,
get
when
home,
I get home around 7,
bake.
take care of the kids and everything, then it's time to bake for the next day. So I get some sleep in between. When the cake is in the oven, then I nap a bit. Hopefully I don't oversleep. So that's the
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So somebody watching now, apart from going on Facebook to see your page, what's the name of the page?
The page for the cake is Piece of Cake.
Piece of Cake. Okay. So
on
that's
Facebook.
You can check it out on Facebook.
Yes.
Piece of Cake.
And on Instagram as well. So Piece of Cake GH on Instagram, and then Piece of Cake on Facebook.
Okay. And they can go there and make orders?
Yes, or they can just call or send me a WhatsApp to 0244 371055.
Okay. And the number is on your screen right now, man. If you want a piece of cake, I'm talking about the real piece of cake, you can call that number. And but you're doing MTN, you're working there, training?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. You're doing your bakery. And also here you have an online sort of chat thing going on.
Yes, the listening.
Listening.
Yes, the listening channel, Unspoken or Anonymously Spoken. It's just a portal for people to, should I say, vent or share their problems or have a listening ear. We don't actually provide any assistance because we realize sometimes people just want somebody to listen.
So anybody, for example, has any problem regarding whatever,
you can call, you can chat with us online, and we'll just listen to you. If we feel you need a lot more help, maybe psychological assistance, then we connect you to a professional. But most of the time, we just listen through. And for those who are willing, we share their stories with others online without disclosing their identity, of course. Yes. And they realize that they are not alone. That's the whole idea, for you to know you are not alone in this problem. Because we actually talk about taboo topics, things we don't usually talk about in our cultural setting, like divorce is one. We don't really talk about such things. We don't talk about depression. We don't talk about children who have special needs. There's so many things we don't talk about in this country. Rape, abuse of the boy child as well. We don't talk about all that. So people have all these heads buried deep within. So they just
they call in. Is it a call-in thing, or
they can call? They can send a WhatsApp. They can send a text message, and we just listen to them. We don't even need to know your name if you don't want to tell us. We don't meet the people unless they ask to meet us. So we just talk to them, and then
so somebody's listening now.
People who are suicidal as well, so they just need somebody to talk you out of it. So it's just a helpline for anybody.
So it's like they're reaching out.
Yes, they reach out to us.
But if you don't offer any? Do you advise them
We
back?
advise them.
Okay.
And ask
okay.
if you'd like us to connect you to somebody who can help. Then, but if they say no, we don't. Sometimes for most people, it's just enough for them to
get to vent.
To vent, and that's it. They are okay. Somebody is listening. Nobody is judging them. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
They want to be able to speak without feeling judged. So.
Okay. And people call a lot?
Yes, people call a lot. And some of the stories are really harrowing and very intense.
Really?
So it takes, and what happens is we listen, then I have to write it out. And that's where the challenge is sometimes, because when you are trying to write it, put into words what you've heard, it can be a very painful process, because
so you listen and you write it out and you publish it?
Yes. For those that have give us their permission.
Oh, okay.
To, not
they would want you to share it first.
If they say share it, we do.
Okay.
Otherwise, we just deal with it. And then, so we have more people who don't want to share, because they feel, if my friends see this, they'll know this is me. So we don't.
They don't want to share it.
Yes.
But they want to let it out anyway.
Yes. There was one who actually allowed us to publish the entire conversation with portions of it redacted, so you can't tell who she is, but you could see her talking to us, and it was very intense. Other people also follow up from some of the stories we share and share their own. Like the time we're talking about birth, vaginal birth versus cesarean birth. Okay. And how people have the misconception that you are more of a woman if you have a vaginal birth than a cesarean. So I realize a lot of angry women out there who have had cesareans and feel less of, have been made to feel less of.
Really?
A woman.
People judge them?
Yes, people judge them
because it was cesarean?
Oh, so you took the easy way out.
Oh.
That's what they say to them. So it's not been very pleasant for some of them. So they actually share and they say it's not because of convenience. It's really something they had to do. And even if it was for convenience sake, it's their choice. So
yeah, that's your choice.
It shouldn't be an issue. So those are
so
some of the things
the people talk about anything?
Anything at all. We don't restrict you.
Put your hands together, man. Put your hands together. Oh, okay, great. And kids, family, what's your...
I'm married. I've got 2 kids, 7 and 2. A boy and a girl. Okay, the girl first and a boy. They're a bit of a... They always want to help.
They always want to help.
Are you baking today? Let's help you. And I was coming to... Are you taking the cake on the shoe? Let me help you. They always want to help. So that's really good, but I don't let them all the time, because they don't really get in the way when you have a whole lot to do.
How has business been though? Because this is really big.
Yes, it is. It's been much bigger than it's grown much quicker than I thought it would, because I've had a lot of support from friends, people sharing the photos and people sharing their experience with the cake, because actually the cake in the jar is not just cake we are selling, rather it's motivation that we are selling. So you see that it comes with the hashtag cake in a jar, motivation in a jar. What happens is on the lid of the cake, there's a line or something of motivation. So telling you, you can do this, you've got this, forget you, and all these things. So it's just to encourage you. So people buy the cake for the motivation.
Oh, really?
Yes. Just last weekend I was at a fair and a lady came to buy. She's just standing there looking. I want this one. No, that's one. I want them all, because it's not the cake she's buying. It's motivation she's buying. So you can keep the jar afterwards and then encourage yourself every day by looking at the motivation. So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So down the line, what do you see? You see going into this full time or?
Yes, I see that happening down the line, because it's really going big there.
And what I like about what you do, I hear you have special cakes, like there are some who don't eat dairy. Explain it.
So we've got cake for diabetics, because they can't have the sugar. So we have an alternative option. And then I'm not going to talk about what goes into it. We've also got dairy-free cake as well. And it's just as fluffy as cake that has milk and butter and eggs. So
when somebody calls, they can request.
You can tell us you don't
I want a diabetic, you know.
Or you can say I want a gluten-free cake for those allergic to wheat and other gluten products. So
fantastic.
We have those options as well.
Great. This is like almost like a done like a, supposed to be flowers?
Yes, there's that as well. We call it a bouquet.
The
So it's like a bouquet of cake.
Yeah,
You say, why?
cake.
Yes, why would you
Okay.
want to give somebody flowers? I mean, you give them flowers like, watch these die. That's what's really telling them. Because the flowers will die after a while. But why don't you give them
so this is a bouquet.
and
And
flowers
are the
at
flowers
the same
just
time?
icing, or these are all different kinds of cakes? What's the?
No, it's all frosting, actually. It's edible.
frosting?
And it's all edible, yes. So, I'd like to give you.
Let's give me a piece.
Yes.
I want a piece. And yeah,
Yes,
sure.
thank you.
So what, we have a knife here? Or?
Yes.
Oh,
everything
you came
is
ready
here.
to give me a piece.
Yes, I did.
All right. Well, viewers, I'm about to get a piece of cake, and this is coming from what we call the bouquet.
Cake, yes.
Coming from bouquet, and if there's anybody who is interested in,
And it's red velvet cake.
oh, this is a red velvet cake.
Yes, it is.
Which means
Red velvet is just a cake with a velvety
Is
texture, but it's red. in
okay.
color. Meaning-
I've heard a lot about it. It's like the top of the line cake. Eh? It's like,
Yes,
if you want to
sort of.
impress somebody, you give them red velvet.
Yes,
something like that.
You can, yes. And I
Okay.
baked this in the dish, in the glass dish.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I didn't bake it in a separate pan
Okay.
and transfer.
Wow.
Okay. So here
This
we
is
go.
beautiful. This is red velvet.
Yes, it is.
Well, folks, I'm going to take a piece of cake from. Wow. This is lovely. If it's good, it must come twice. Very, very good.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Name more. You can clap, but I won't give you some. No, this is really great. This is really great. So congrats. So for those watching, once again, give the information for Facebook.
For Piece of Cake on Facebook, it's Piece of Cake. Then on Instagram, it's pieceofcake.gh. PIECE_O_CAKE.gh. Or you can call us on 0244371055.
Trust me, you want to call them. This is lovely. And very importantly to your unspoken.
Yes. We are also on Facebook.
Yeah, so anybody who has a problem that they want to talk about, you know, not everything that you want to share, but if you want to have somebody listen and share, and on Facebook
You can reach out to us on Facebook. On Facebook is Unspoken, ANSPOKEN, as in anonymously spoken.
Okay.
So you find us there as well.
Fantastic. Nuerki, thank you so much. I am very, very, very grateful that you were able to make it.
Thank you.
And I'm very, very grateful for this cake.
You're
Stick around, folks. I'm eating, so you go and chill. I'll be right back. Huh?
Stay tuned. Oluman Bouquet will be right back.
The KSM Show.